Martyn, what is the week following on from a defeat like last week been like?
It's been difficult in terms of knowing how we lost the game. But training's been good. We've worked hard. We've worked on the negatives and the positives from the game, and it's important that we build on what we did take out of the game going into the weekend. One of the other positives is that it is an old firm so short after, and you can rectify your mistakes. So yeah, it was difficult, it was hard to take, but we're back in, working hard and getting ready for the weekend.
How do you personally, or the rest of the players as well, handle the criticism that inevitably comes with a performance and a result like that?
You kind of just have to, if you see it, or try and avoid it, but if you see it, deal with it. It's part and parcel of being up here. I've had it before, the players have had it before. It's important that you just try not to let it affect you too much. Obviously I know it's hard not to, but it's important that you just get on with your job. Yeah, it's important what the manager thinks, the teammates think, and do it for yourself. So yeah, it's difficult, but it's important that you just get on with your job, do what you do, and put it right on the match day.
You said you looked back at the negatives from last week. Looking back on it then, how much did the players know what the manager wanted from them?
Yeah, we knew the game plan, we knew what had to happen. It was just they probably exploited the areas better than we probably thought, and that's happens when you play a better side, and if you're 1 or 2 yards out of position or someone's out of position, so they will effectively hurt you. So we've learned from that. We adjusted it second half. We got in and amongst them a bit better, and it's important that we build on that. We'll learn from that, and we'll take that going into the game.
The manager said after this week that he felt ashamed after the game. That he felt ashamed speaking to supporters. I mean, how did you guys deal with that in the aftermath?
No, yeah, it is. It's hard because you don't want to lose these games, and when you feel like you've come short a bit, yeah, it is hard to speak to them. It is hard to confront people, and I'm my own worst critic. I don't even speak to myself, never mind other people. So yeah, it's part and parcel of the game. It's hard, but we've worked hard this week. We've had meetings, we've spoke about it, and we've learned from it, and we're going to take it forward from this week going into Saturday.
You've had 5 goals at beating Celtic this season and not managed it yet. I mean, is there a feeling that this is becoming a mission impossible? Is that the sort of
no? I think if you think like that, then it will become that. It'll be in the back of your mind. The thing about this team is we've got a lot of big personalities. We've got a lot of character, and we're all disappointed from the weekend, and we can use that in the right way going into Saturday. 50,000 at Ibrox, last Old Firm of the season, with a big point to prove. It's set up to be hopefully a good game. I understand that we've not won yet this season, but there's always got to be time. There's always got to be someone that's going to beat them, and you've got to be positive going into these big games.
I was going to say, does that add to the determination? You don't want to be the Rangers team that went a season without getting an Old Firm victory.
Yes, but also we're a Rangers team that has targets for the end of the season, and we want to pick up another 3 points, trying to claw back into second place, getting into Europe, and that's our target now. So regardless of it being the Old Firm, which obviously everybody knows it's a huge game and everyone wants to win, it's another point, another chance for us to get the 3 points, going in the right direction, trying to get our targets for Europe.
Just going back to how you were talking about the game plan for Sunday, I know the manager said that the way you trained last week and what you planned on doing didn't come to fruition on Sunday. Was that more to do, as you're saying, then from how Celtic played rather than what the players took from the manager? Yeah,
it could have been a bit of both. Obviously, conceding a goal 10 minutes into the game is probably a little harder than we would have liked. We should have reacted a bit better, got back into the game, try and get a foothold, but maybe conceding the goal would maybe drop a bit deeper, not wanting to be too exposed, too open, and they found the gaps. Like I touched on before, the good players, and they're going to find this against you if you're 2 or 3 yards out of position. So it's probably a bit of both. It was hard to try and get in the game at that point because they were dominating the ball. So second half, a bit better, got in amongst them, and we did put them on the back foot at times. And then when the second goal goes in, it's always going to be hard to come back from that. So in these games, it's all about going with the momentum. And when you're in control, or when you've got spells of the game that you've got the ball and got chances, you've got to really capitalise on that. And I think on Sunday we didn't do that. Chances need to go in these games. You only probably get one or two, and you need to make the most of them. So I think that's pretty much the target for Saturday. If you do get a chance, you need to be ruthless, or you need to stay in the game for as long as you can. And listen, the big games, anything can happen in any time. So stay in touch, and when the chance comes, you've got to take it.
Have you had a big discussion then to make sure something like that doesn't happen again this weekend?
I think we all knew what was wrong in any is, what was wrong and what was right, and we know what we've got to do. We've worked really hard this week on different things, and it's been a good week of training after Sunday, to be honest, and we're all excited for Saturday. If you're not excited for these games, then you're in the wrong spot.
You did say you picked out the positives of Sunday's match. Where do you think the game plan might have worked against Celtic?
When you get in amongst them, when you press them, when you harry them, they leave spaces open, and you've got to exploit them. Like I've just said there, you might only get one or two a game, and you've got to make the most of them. So listen, you don't need any motivation for Saturday, and at Ibrox, at home in front of the fans, we'll be getting right at them.
There's been a lot of talk, not only with Rangers but other clubs as well, about the kind of problem that might arise in the summer with a very short break between when our season ends and European qualifiers kick off. How are the players feeling about that?
Yeah, there's been a lot made of it the past day or so about the times off, and yeah, it's short. It's not ideal, but it happens. We're back for a good reason. We're back early because it's what the European schedule dictates if we're in it. So listen, it's short, but you just have to get your feet up for 10 days and get back to it. I'm more excited about the prospect of playing in Europe, and yeah, it's one of them things that you just got to get on with.
Naturally, the manager wants as much time as possible to work with the team because they'll be crucial qualifiers. Do you sense that all the players are on board with that?
Yeah, I do. You come to Rangers to play in these competitions, and it's just the way the seasons fell and the way the schedules dictates it. But you can't have a shorter break going into a busy European schedule and not prepared. So it happens. It's one of them things, and you just got to get on with it.
How hard do you think it is to strike that balance between getting enough rest after what's been a long season, but making sure you've got enough time to prepare for these European games? Yeah,
I think that's why the schedule's been so short, because you do. I think the week, 10 days, 11 days, whatever it is, it's probably optimal to give you that time to prepare for a first competitive game. So it's all been worked out strategically, and yeah, it could be short, it could be a bit longer, whatever. It's just it happens, and you just got to deal with it.
Have you had to change any holiday plans or anything this
No,
summer?
not this summer. Luckily, me wedding was a couple of years ago, so that saved that one. But no, I'll always leave them late just because you never know what can happen. So I've not had to cancel anything. So.